is the communication styles. So basically, communication style is the way of someone delivering the message and the way they are communicating in order to delivering the message. There are a few of different communication styles. For example, between the communication between the genders, national origins, accents, language barrier, and also culture and subculture. So this communication styles we started with the concept of cultural competence and cultural capability. But for our topics, we will explain more about two important aspects in communication style, which is the direct versus indirect, and also the high and low cultural context.
For the first type of communication is direct versus indirect communication. Direct communicators are focused on the explicit meaning of words that's similar to the low context culture. They believe what an individual conveys is what it means. This group also prefer to deal conflict head-on and use statements that make everyone to discuss about it. For an example, let's get everything on the table, or let's get everything out into the open. They believe that if you discuss everything, you can resolve the problem or the conflicts. For indirect communicators, they do not believe everything needs to be said. They are more focusing on the group rather than individual. Their important goals are to maintain conversation in harmony or at least an appearance of harmony. Individuals who prefer this type of communication will avoid dealing conflict directly. If there is an issue, they will deal privately through third party or through a passive resistant. They will handle it in a manner that causes least amount of open dissension. This is called as saving face, which simply dealing with an issue or concern in a manner that does not publicly embarrass anyone or cause them to lose respect in their own eyes or in front of the others. Now, let's see what both of the group think of each other. For direct communicators, think that indirect communicators are evasive, dishonest, cannot take a stand, have no opinion, also increase tension by not dealing with the issues directly. For indirect communicators, think that direct communicators are insensitive, have no tact and are boorish, also insulting, harsh, and lastly increase tension by dealing with issues in a direct manner. Now, let's move on to the next communication of style.
Okay, now we go to the first culture, which is the high context culture. The high context cultures are involving indirect and also the formal communications, where has been told by my partner before about the indirect, it involving in this culture and also the formal communication in order to communicate. So this culture are relational, collectivist, intuitive, and also contemplative. They are emphasizing in interpersonal relationships, and also they are focusing more on group works so that they can achieve the individual achievement. For intuitive, they are feeling more on some things that are right without getting further information about it. For example, whenever for a person who are smoking vapes, when they say that they believe the vape is the vape can stop the smoking habits, so this will express the value of intuitive. For contemplative, it shows that this culture will show what their true feeling about something or facial impression about it. Okay, now we move to the third point, which is communications for this high context culture are involving the verbal and non-verbal message. They are putting these two important styles in order to give their message, where the body language and also the voice are important in delivering the message. The listener must read between the lines and add non-verbal nuances in order to understand the message. For the listener, they have to interpret it as they might have some they might have some information that are hidden between the message, and also aware about the non-verbal nuances such as the body language and also the tone of the delivery. So example of countries that are using these high context cultures are the Asia, the Africa, and also South America. Okay, for now we go to the second culture, which is the low context culture. We can see that the low context cultures are tend to direct and informal communication. I believe my partner have explained about direct, and now I will explain about informal communications. For this culture, having relationship with informal communication as they are spontaneously done between two persons without any confirmations. So this culture are based on logical, linear, individualistic, and also action oriented. They are thinking something that are logically with the facts, and also it will become linear with the fact itself. So it based on their individual itself, and actions are showing what they have understood about it. The third point is they rely on the literal and precise meaning of the word they use. They wanted to express the feelings or giving the information by choosing the right words in order to explain for the listener. For this culture, they are preferring explicit conversation. It is because they wanted to convey all of the informations without informing all the entire message itself. And also this culture prefer the written communications where they have more likely to write between the two of them. So example of countries that are using this culture, which is the low context cultures, are the United States, Germany, Scandinavian, and also the Switzerland.